Hello and welcome to Gnomeregad's journey. Today we are gonna kill Mr. Yelinak here. I cut out the first 16 minutes of this video. That was me literally running out from Cobalt Scar. I'll attach it at like 200% at the end if you don't know how to get to this location. I was gonna do TOV today, but I decided to do Yelinak because I was so close to getting non-KOS, so I could walk up here without having to kill everything for like 4 hours. And with that, we can actually turn in these Tormax heads that we got. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go over here. Whoa! We gotta put level on before we do this fight. Hand that in. He's gonna give us a sword, a clawed griffin sword. Not really that great of an item. If you give it to him back to him and say, I don't want that, he gives you a pair of white dragon scale boots. Very nice. Now, let me go right over here. So I have a second head. There's a second head. Summon banker. There we go. Drop that in there. Boots. This one. See all the junk I have in my bags here. Throw that one in there. Grab that over here, walk back over to this guy. Come on, there we go, give that up. And we get a second sword. And then we're going to turn that into another pair of boots. I'm going to probably give those away or sell them to fund more items. Alright, so we got that done. Now we can go out of this room and prepare for the fight. We're going to want to levitate, obviously, because this floor is ice, and it is quite treacherous. Where is levitate? There it is, bobbing corpse. Now, I'm fully raid buffed with, the buffs from my raid crew of boxes. And so we should be good there. I'm going to go with, let's go with current. I don't think we're going to need 2 life taps for this. Everything looks good. Alright, so we're going to kill these 2 guards here. And then we're going to pull these 2 guards here and then those 2 guards over there. He's perma-rooted. He won't come out and attack. So that's not a big deal. We might kill these ones too. Just to be sure. But we'll see what happens here in a second. After we kill Yelinak, we will try to kill this white dragon. I don't know if it banishes. If it banishes, obviously we're not going to kill it. But if it doesn't banish, we can go ahead and schwack it down. So let's get started here. It's just a little bit of trash to kill, but not too bad, I don't think. There we go. Let's get Bond to Death on there. Perfect. Yeah, so it's a little. I was already ready to start walking out the TOV, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me check my faction real quick, because once you go into TOV, right, your dragon faction shot, and I was so close to being not KOS, I was like, I can go do Kale. So another jaunt through Kale, a little bit more tribute items, and here we are. So. Luckily, the Avatar of War and the statue give 500 faction each, so that's pretty nice. I think it's 500 and maybe 500 and 500 or 500 and 250. I can't remember. It wasn't too much extra work. And then that means we'll start TOV. And I was going to do TOV in one video, but I've decided that it's going to be probably 2. Maybe 3 videos. Like you can see how long this fight's. I'm just fighting dragon trash, right? Now imagine that, on dragon scale plus clearing all the trash in TOV. So that's gonna be a lot of work, and I'm gonna at least do like the first 4 dragons. So that'd be the east and west TOV dragons. So the south side, and then we'll go to the north side, and that might be a 2-parter, just depending on how how long that takes to like kill these things. I don't think there's any weapon upgrades I can get until level 70, so we're kind of stuck, you know, with our current DPS until we go to the next tier. So that's something to consider there. Let's just go with that one. Alright, so those two are down. Doesn't look like we need to go get those guys. I'm going to put a junk buff in that first slot. I don't even know what I lost. I think it was a cleric thing. Now, since I do have buffs, I do have a slightly higher damage shield than normal. It's at 365. And that's just, you know, something nice to have, right? Doesn't really affect much. It's less than my normal hits, but it's still something. And depending on how long these fights take, they might not even be there at the end of this. Alright, switch to this guy, get him dotted up. And good to go. So definitely definitely got it planned out. I'm definitely behind on videos at the moment, but I have the next 2 weeks of this character planned out where I'm gonna go. We're gonna finish up. My goal is to finish up everything in Velius and anything that we haven't done before Velius. So I think there's a few other mobs that we skipped in the achievement list that we're gonna go back for. There's one in Soleil, I think, and then there's another one in Soleil. Hole. There's one in Hole. So we're gonna knock all those guys out, so that we are 65, because that's our current level, 65, and all we have to do is Luckland Plus, because I'm thinking about going to level 70 for Luckland. I was looking it over, and there's a few mobs that hit for, they have like a 20,000 point life tap, not life tap, death touch kind of thing. And if I can get to that next tier of gear, that's going to be, you know, what we're going to do there. And then I'm going to work on my epic. I figured I got 12 Goudas in my bag, right? And I was just like, oh, you know, I'm dumb. I can just use a Gouda to get the items from Fear that I can't kill because of the death touch, right? And same with Sky. So definitely going to just do that so that we are able to start the Epic 1.0 and start the Epic 2.0 as soon as we can at level 70. We'll do the 1.5 in between. I think we have most of the parts. I'll have to go look at my bank. I think I'm only missing like Dark Forge armor, so I think that's like all I really need. Once we do that, we'll be set, and I'll probably use a Gouda or 2 Goudas on the what is it called? The Orb of Discord or whatever. There's like an orb you have to get from the Omens of War raid. We're not going to be able to do that until like 85, I think, solo. So I think being, you know, just using a Gouda to get that will be probably the best option. So we can get our Epic 2.0 at 70. And it's not the best weapon, in all honesty. I've looked. There are slightly better weapons, but I don't know if I'll be able to get them. So we'll definitely see how that all ends up as we do this. All right, let's open that. Let's tag that guy. I'm still floating, right? Yeah. Bring him over here. But it's kind of my goal right now is we're going to start working on the Epic 1 and then 1.5 and all that. We're going to level up to 70 when we're done with everything before Luckland. And then we'll start doing Luckland. Like, I think like I've looked at every single encounter, and there's a few that have like this death touch mechanic, but I'm not sure it's an actual death touch. I think it's just a 20,000 nuke, which, you know, would kill, you know, a person in that. So we might have to spend some Goudas on the mount buff, in the familiar buff, just so that we can get into you know, 30 to 40,000 hit points. I think that's kind of where we want to go. I'm going to spend Goudas on the Omens of War raid armor. That seems to be the best, so we're going to do that. Then we'll probably do our leveling in like Wall of Slaughter and on all those places to get the faction required to actually do that at level 70. So that'll be kind of what we're doing there. But we'll definitely see what is up. Go. Almost got him. But it's kind of like the plan forward for August. I think it should be like should be a decent plan. I think I'm hoping anyway. All right, grab this guy and then we're ready to go. And he just sits there and takes it. But we're like you know, his ally right now, right? I don't think we're really losing much faction with him. Yeah, we're kindly, because we turned in those 2 heads. He's like, oh, you know what? Kill my friend. Kill my children. I don't care. There we go. But I'm excited about the future of this character. I honestly didn't think, like I know we're using Jane's Veil, right? Like, but that's only taken 500 damage off, and I've killed some of these mobs without even having the Jane's Veil effect on. And that is, to me, that is kind of crazy. Like, I didn't think it was doable. I honestly did not think we would be able to kill, you know, these raid mobs at the same level, you know, in decent, you know, decent gear, right? We're not in perfect gear. I think we did get this upgrade in Kale, so this is the next tier of Defiant. It's 59 to 70, so we got that for the Bracer, but nothing else. Everything else pretty much the same. We put on the Ring of Destruction from the Avatar War. We're actually wearing the raid loot we're getting, so that is something fun, kind of nice there. Still using the Diamond Tipped, and we still have the Gates of Discord raid gear at the moment. But as we get into, as we get done with, you know, wrapping up Velius, 70 is going to be probably where I want to be, just because we're going to have to be to kill the Emperor, right? We have to kill the blood, and to kill the blood you have to kill like 6 or 7 mobs in an extremely close amount of time, right? And I don't think I'm going to have the DPS at this level to do it. So I think at the correct level, right, at Kindly Considers, we're going to stand behind him. I think he does a knockback too. I can't remember. There we go. Mind Cloud, Ice Breath. He's got a lot of debuffs on him, so. See if we can land any dots on him. There we go. We got that one. Doesn't dispel, it doesn't look like. Or if he does, it skipped over my boots. There we go. Alright, so that's looking good there. But I just don't think we'll be able to have the DPS to do that kind of thing, nor will we have the hit points. And I think with moving to the Omens of War raid gear, with, you know, the Epic 2.0 and stuff like that, I think we will have that edge that we need to be able to do those raids. There's a lot of raids. Gluckland is gonna be a long raid adventure, and then once we finish Luckland, I think we're gonna go to 75 to do Plains of Power. I don't think Plains of Power at 70 is going to be as good as I'd hope. Now the problem is it's going to be harder to get raid gear the higher level we get. So that's going to be if I can't find it in the bazaar, and I can't buy it from you know, people, and or I can't solo it with Hobbs and, you know, all these characters, then, you know, well, then that kind of like shoots the whole concept of the thing down, right? Because if Hobbs can't do it, Guard's not going to be able to do it, right? Because, you know, it's the same class. So we'll see how that goes. But I already have a lot of the Omens of War stuff on a character ready to go. The quest items anyway, not the actual final turn-in. So we're gonna work on those. We'll get the faction. It's like Danzig Loyalists or something like that. We have to get to Ally, I think. So it shouldn't be too much. We'll do it while we're leveling from 65 to 70. So we might skip a random zone here or there to be able to do that. And then depending on when it is, like when we start to grind for that, I might be streaming some of that, you know, grinding versus just doing it off camera. Just gotta wait till a certain point in the month before that goes. Redo that. So that might be a thing. You know, pop by, ask any questions. You know, longer video for sure. But we're gonna grind all that up and get as much done as we can. I've been looking at, you know, future raids and stuff like that. And I think there's going to be, you know, less and less that we can do just because of the mechanics and stuff like that. Because, you know, there's some things that require multiple characters to do certain things at a certain time and stuff like that. And, you know, if we get to the point where we need to add in a character, you know, I have 20 in the group right now. Just to have 6 in the group, I'll bring in, you know, another character, and if all they have to do is click a door or, you know, something like that, whatever the mechanic might be, we'll have to go down that path to make it so we can solo it. But a lot of this older content is not friendly to soloing, so that's just something to keep in mind as we get further and further up. And then we'll transition from, you know, raid achievements to the group achievements, right? You know, doing the group missions. I said each of those is going to be worth a red wine or something like that, and that'll work out. And then as we get to, you know, the higher levels, we might be able to go back and do some of the raids that we couldn't do. You know, we might be able to do a raid at 120 that we couldn't do at, you know, 80 or something like that. Just because of how crazy the scaling is, right? From the best I can tell, raid gear is 5 times as better. It's 5 times better. Well, not 5 times. It's whatever the percentage. So like the high level, the current level 125, right? The baseline best tier 3 group gear and the best raid gear is a 5,000 hit point difference between each piece. So that is, you know, whatever that adds up, whatever percentage that is, it's an insane difference that honestly shouldn't exist in a game like this, but it's there, and it is a huge difference. So as we fully, you know, equip ourselves in, what I'm going to try to go for is the 130 raid gear, because I think by the time, you know, the next expansion's out, that's going to be kind of the goal. That's going to be the thing. We'll buy some 125 raid gear to augment what we already have. I do have some 110 stuff here and there, maybe some 115 stuff. So, you know, the best that we can get. If I have to join a guild to raid with this guy, I probably might have to do that just to push further. But we'll see. Go, Blood of Hate. All right, so he's at 24%. This is a 35 minute video. It took 15, maybe 20 minutes to get up here. Another 5 minutes to clear all that trash. So definitely a long fight. Definitely a long fight. And that's just how it's going to be from this point on. Using the healer merc, I think, is probably the smartest thing, even though we're not really taking too much damage at the moment. I don't think he's really popping through very, you know, he's hitting like a normal trash mob at this point. But I just, it doesn't feel like it's worth it to switch out the mercenary for the, you know, for some of these things, and then just to have it you know, clobber me. So we'll see how that goes long term. But I'm going to go ahead and harm touch him now, just to kind of speed this along. Because it actually kind of hurts to sit still. So I'm going to, I want to go not sit in my chair anymore. Hopefully I can get some more videos recorded this weekend for next week. So hopefully that's kind of the goal there. But we're going to probably be doing TOV next, I promise. I just wanted to get this guy here down as soon as possible. There we go, 1%. And spell hit, spell damage. See there. Killed him with harm touch. All right, so let's get a nice little screenshot. It looks like we actually got the Shadow Knight weapon, so hold on. I'll tear your pants for this one. I think that's a good shot right there. All right, so let's look at the body here. Bring me back up. So we got the... There we go, I couldn't even click on it. We got a shield. That's a nice shield, see invis. All right, we'll take that. No regard. We got a Celestial Essence robe, which is a decent robe, right? It's got some mana, it's got some intelligence, really good, nice. We got the Dragon's Tear earring, which is a really good earring. I probably would like one of those for a twink character. Now we got this weapon. Now this is a interesting weapon. Like ratio wise, it's a little down, and you know down, but it procs Call of Bones. Now, Call of Bones is a necromancer life lich, so I don't know if it's better than the one we have already, but definitely something to look at there. We also got a Yelinak's head and a Yelinak's talisman. The head will give us dragon slaying gloves from Tormax. I just don't think I have anybody that can do that yet. Turn in, those would be probably better than these, so that might be something I might get the faction for. Here, can I just send all this to Normagard? I thought I did that already. There we go. And then the Yelinak's talisman is 41% haste. So it gives me some more options, because right now, gear-wise, right, I'm wearing this silver bracelet of speed for the 41% haste on the wrist. If I switch that to the talisman, and you know, I can then put on a better bracer, you know, there's some options we can play with there. I'm going to keep this necklace for a while. This will sell. This we'll try to proc it. So let's do that real quick. So let's put that on there. What is my best shield? I haven't used the shield in a while. All right, so maybe no, I can't even use that shield. Do we not have a better shield than that one? That one can go. It doesn't look like we have another shield. There's one, shield of battle. No, that's a piece of trash. Put that up there. Let's just go with this one here for right now. I want this thing to proc. Actually, never mind. It's not gonna proc. I'm wasting all my time messing with that. All right, we're gonna try to kill this other name that's up here. This other Crusader. It's not gonna proc because I have what you call it on clarity, and I'd rather not deal with that right now. All right, so that's one Gouda for, you know, killing Yelinak, which will put us at 13 Goudas altogether. If we look at the achievement for this zone, each of these Crusader dragons is a part of the raid. This guy's right here. Jord, I think this, yeah, this one's Cranthanian. Yeah, that one. Now, I don't know, like one of them vanishes. I think it's the purple one that you see in the video, at the end of the video when I'm running up. But I'm not 100% sure because it was so long ago when I did it. I'm going to have to figure it out at some point because I want to finish all the achievements for this zone. There we go. can't believe I don't have a shield. Like, that is just weird. I'm also surprised I don't... I'm gonna have to get a character with, like, Dragon Faction. Or, yeah, with Dragon Faction. Giant Faction. Turn that Dwarf head in and turn in Yelinak's head. I think I have gloves, so I might swap those, swap the head for the gloves with somebody on my in my guild. I don't know which character has it, but we'll definitely figure it out as soon as we can, because they might be better gloves than what I have, and then I can switch out some other stuff. So it's all about the little bits and inches that we can slowly pull to get as high stats as we can. We're like running, you know, our trophy. No, we don't have trophies yet. We're running the tributes and stuff. We'll talk about that in the level 65 video, what tributes I'm running. And I think I'm gonna do a video on tribute system altogether. All right, where is this guy? He was like over here a second ago. All right, he must be on the other side. Oh my gosh, you can mount in this zone. I feel stupid. I ran all the way up here without yeah, he's gonna be over here. I ran all the way up here on foot, and I just realized you can mount. All right, let's kill this trash here. There's a little extra after this kill. It's just gonna be the you know, 2000% running up here for anybody who doesn't know how to get up here. It's a pretty straight shot, but you never know. It just takes so long. There we go. Come on. Hopefully we can find this dragon. He like roams around like this, but he never comes here. He just like roams like this. So you gotta find him. Typically you want to, you know, honestly kill this trash, because it will aggro on you if you're not, I think, level 65 or higher. Right, looking good. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do the epic video for this guy. If I want to do it, you know, as like a standalone video like I usually do, or just another video and just plow through. I think we'll do a standalone once I've collected all the pieces, so I don't have to like it's a pain in the ass to edit a video when you're running around the world grabbing all these different items and they take forever to drop, right? So once I have all the items secure, we'll do the epic one, and then once I have all the 1.5 items secure, we'll do the 1.5, and then same for the 2.0. And we'll burn Goudas for any of the raid stuff that we can't obtain on our own, but we should be fine for the most part. I don't think there's gonna be much that's gonna be too much hard. You know, I think the only issue we'll run into is like mobs might not be up because other people are doing the epics. So I think that's the only issue that we'd run into. Wow, this guy is just not dying. Is he like healing himself? Can't really tell. I'm not swinging now. Why not close enough? Levitate is a hell of a drug. I hate it so much. There we go. All right. Watch him not even be on. Now watch him be on the other side. And yeah, he's on the other side already. All right, let's mount up. See if we can get get to him fast enough. Oh, he's not over here either. Alright, I saw him when I came in here. Am I KOS to these things yet? Yeah, I'm KOS to those guys. Oh, there he is right there. Alright, so he's just sitting there. He's not roaming around. Alright, here we go. Let's just YOLO this. If he banishes this, it doesn't really matter, but I think I can face tank him plus all the other stuff. That's not what I wanted to do, but you know what? It works. I want to get rid of this stupid bobbing corpse though. I was gonna med. I was gonna med. Surprised I got him solo. That's interesting. They're all like druids and rangers. Just to make them extra annoying. Oh, I just noticed I don't have clarity on. It must have got overwritten by something. Now it should proc. Our one-hand slash. There we go. There's collarbones. 1 hour duration. All right. Well, don't need that anymore. Back to that. That'll be kind of nice, actually. I mean, like if it's better than what I got, I mean that's gonna be nice. All right, let's just tag him and see what happens. I don't really. Should have meted, but who cares? All right, we're gonna kill the. Oh, he banishes. That's what I'm talking about, right? It's not just a banish to somewhere else in the zone. It sends you out of the DZ into the open world zone, and I believe it's right at the the entrance to we'll see. Yeah, it's right at the entrance. So I'm not in my DZ anymore, and I'm at the entrance to the zone. Now, if you're fighting this guy in open world, that's not a big deal, right? Because you're just getting secured, right? And you can call a hero. But now to get back in, I have to run outside. I have to hail the guy out there, the agent of change, and tell him to let me back in. So obviously, that's a pain in the ass. But let's go to Plane of Knowledge, because I'm not gonna. There's no way I can counter that encounter. I would need to have multiple characters up there to be able to kill it. Like, it's an absolutely broken mechanic. It's the stupidest mechanic I've encountered since summoning. Like, it needs to be removed. I don't know why it even exists, but we did get a Gouda for killing the big cheese. So let's get him, and 13 Goudas. All right, we're gonna be spending those very soon, so we're just stockpiling them now. All right, so that is the video. I don't plan on any other videos today. It should be a Friday when this video is coming out. I'm going to work on next week's videos if I can get to doing that. But the entirety of the run up will be at the end of this video after I'm done here. But if you enjoy the video, subscribe. If you didn't, subscribe anyway. All right, have a fantastic day. Thank you very much for watching.